GDP per capita is considered an important method to compare how poor or wealthy countries are in relation to each other. We have decided to make a list for you to tell you about the top 10 poorest countries in the world 2023. So without wasting much time, let's dive into it. 10. Mozambique. Mozambique is a country rich in natural resources and has made great strides towards becoming one of Africa's fastest-growing economies. However, the country is still recovering from a 16-year civil war that began when it gained independence from Portugal in 1975 and ended in 1992. The 2018 UN Human Development Report estimates a gross national income, GNI, per capita of $1,093 and a life expectancy of 58.9. According to the World Bank's most recent, over 46% of Mozambicans live below the poverty line. 9. Liberia. Africa's oldest republic, Liberia, suffered from a series of civil wars between 1989 and 2003. While peace has now outlasted war, GNI per capita is a mere $667, with a life expectancy of 63. The outbreak has had a lasting impact on the livelihoods of survivors. The World Bank's most recent survey of the country in 2016 estimated nearly 51% of the population living below the poverty line. While education is expected to last 10 years, most Liberians only complete 4.7 years of schooling. 8. Mali. The fourth largest country on the African continent, Mali's capital of Bamako once flourished as a trading post. Today, however, the country, which gained independence from France in 1960, has a GNI per capita of $1,953 and a life expectancy of 58.5. Ongoing war and conflict mean that the mean years of schooling in the country is just 2.3, compared to an expected 7.7 years of schooling. The World Bank's most recent data from 2009 reveal that over 41% of the population lives below the poverty line. 7. Burkina Faso. Bordered by both Mali, number 8, and Niger, number 1, Burkina Faso is another former French colony that has suffered conflict and coups following its independence in 1960. Drought has also plagued the country, resulting in a mean 1.5 years of schooling, compared to the expected 8.5 years. Burkina Faso's GNI per capita is $1,650, with a life expectancy of 60.8. The World Bank's 2014 data indicate just over 40% of the population living in poverty. 6. Sierra Leone. A UN peacekeeping mission helped to quell Sierra Leone's 11-year civil war in 2002. While the country's economy has grown in peacetime, it was one of the two countries hit hardest by the 2014 to 2016 Ebola epidemic alongside Liberia, number 9. The World Bank's most recent data predates this epidemic, with 2011 estimates indicating nearly 53% of Sierra Leoneans living below the poverty line. The country has a life expectancy of 52.2 years, with a GNI per capita of $1,240 and a mean years of schooling at 3.5, compared to the expected 9.8 years. Well, do you like what you are seeing so far? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep watching because you don't want to miss what we have at the number 1 spot. 5. Burundi. The Republic of Burundi has been in conflict consistently since gaining independence from Belgium in 1962. Culminating in civil war in 1994, the conflict has left nearly 65% of the population living in extreme poverty, according to 2014 data from the World Bank. Its GNI per capita is a mere $702, with a life expectancy of 57.9 years. Most children only complete 3 years of schooling, against an expected education of 11.7 years. Our current focus is programs around health, nutrition, and livelihoods. Concerns community-based health and nutrition work has been successful here, especially with improving the nutrition and overall health of those excluded from the national health system. Additionally, we place a high priority on maternal and child health in Burundi. With 740 deaths per 100,000 live births, the country is one of the most dangerous places in the world to have a child. 4. Chad. Despite a $4 billion pipeline that links the country's oil fields to coastline terminals, Chad is one of the world's poorest countries thanks to poor infrastructure and conflict, most notably from the militant group Boko Haram. Ongoing conflict and the effects of climate change mean that nearly 48% of Chadians live in a state of economic vulnerability, per World Bank data from 2011. The country's per capita CNI is $1,750 and its average life expectancy is 53.2 years. Most children receive a mean of 2.3 years of schooling, compared to the expected 8 years. 3. South Sudan. The Republic of South Sudan gained independence in July 2011, but has experienced a long history of conflict, displacement, and deepening humanitarian needs. As of 2016, the World Bank estimates over 82% of the South Sudanese population are living in extreme poverty. While mean years of schooling are comparable to expected years, 4.8 and 4.9 years, respectively, life expectancy is just 57.3 years and GNI per capita is $963. Widespread displacement puts untold pressure on people's ability to cope, with over 2 million South Sudanese refugees living abroad and another 1.74 million internally displaced. Concerns work in South Sudan has gone hand in hand with the country's timeline. In response to the growing needs, we provide emergency resilience. 2. Central African Republic. Unsurprisingly, the world's hungriest country is also one of the poorest. In the 2018 Global Hunger Index, GHI, the Central African Republic was the only country with hunger levels classified as extremely alarming. The connection between hunger and poverty is apparent here. 2008 estimates from the World Bank suggest 62% of Central Africans are living at or below the poverty line, with the UN indicating a life expectancy of just 52.9 years. The country's GNI per capita is $663, with a mean of 4.3 years of schooling completed against the expected 7.2 years. 1. Niger. A combination of a GNI per capita of $906, life expectancy of 60.4 years, and a mean 2 years of schooling, against an expected 5.4, lead to Niger topping the UN's Human Development Report as the world's poorest country. World Bank data from 2014 estimate 44.5% of the country's population of 21.5 million living in extreme poverty. Poverty manifests in Niger through high levels of food insecurity, illnesses including endemic malaria, and poor access to services including water and sanitation. Crises around agriculture have compounded into hunger and nutrition issues and have affected much of the Nigerian population in the last 20 years, jeopardizing the lives of millions of people. So, that's it for today's video. What do you think of our video? Hit us up in the comments and let's chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for our channel so you never miss what's coming next from us. Thanks for watching.